It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's Noche Latina, celebration of Latin culture in the league. It's become an annual tradition and a very good one. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the Nets. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
And the Bulls start out with the ball. The starters for the Utah Jazz. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Pleiss in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Bulls shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And when you look at that free throw percentage on the season, they're right around 73%.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Here's Lyles. Knight on the wing. He's covered by Rose. Knight wide open. Can't get it to go. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Smith with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. Back to Smith. Drummond a screen, launches it. A putback, cleans up the mess with the savage putback flush.
Was there any doubt what he was going to do with that putback? Flush it down.
Oh, that's some energy we just witnessed right there.
And that's the kind of energy you have to display when you want to attack that offensive glass.
Hayward passes to Pleiss. Knight against Rose. 4 on the clock. Hayward can't hit. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
And here's Rose after Gordon Hayward hitting the 3. Here's Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Gasol's got 5 now.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here's Burks. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Burks with it, covered by Smith. Back to Hayward from the arc. And Utah, another 3.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Outside Rose. Over to the wing. Drummond dishes to Gasol. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Rodney Hood's checked in for White. He doesn't get the second one.
And guys, as many rookies do, Rodney Hood hit some major bumps in the road last season. I mean, he came in with the reputation of having an NBA-ready jumper. Yet only hit 41% of his shots. He had that foot injury that kept him out for a string of games. However, it really all came together for him in April, the last month of the season. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Rose with the ball, and it's Knight picking him up. Gasol trying to free himself up, and it's Drummond missing. And getting back to Hood, over the last 7 outings of the season, he put up 20-plus points a game. He also, Clark, raised his shooting percentage to 45% from the field, 91% from the free throw line. Pretty impressive numbers.
Well, he was drafted to be a scorer, Kevin, and you're right, very impressive. If he can do that consistently, that'll be nice value for the 23rd pick.
Gasol, yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. Knight kicks to Hood. Dishes to Burks from outside the arc. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they fell to the Jazz.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Hayward goes in to the inside. And it's sent back by Drummond. And oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. The 9-foot shot. Young's shot is off. Jazz trail by 7. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Rose against Knight. There's Price. No good. Good work defensively by Gasol. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Suns.
Yeah, they just caught a team, Kevin, that was in a zone, and they didn't have the manpower defensively to disrupt them.
Hey, zone or no zone, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed. I mean, they never strung together any stops like they needed to. If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Twice. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Smith kicks to Drummond. Screen by Smith. Here's Gasol. And he overshot that one, missing.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
Good, gets the bucket.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The Bulls leading by 4. Inside. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rose. And that's 10 points for Pau Gasol.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
They double him with Drummond. Weiss, the pass tonight. Shot clock at 5. Almost, but it rolls out.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring, but let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. 6 points for Andre Drummond.
Smooth, guys. Very good job there of getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
And you know, those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes as much as any single play in a game.
Yeah, and you can't allow, if you're the opponent, to have that guy continue to beat you in that manner on the backboard.
Now a chance, Kevin, to take a look at how the Jazz fared over the last month. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in three-point field goal percentage. And they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
They don't make many mistakes. I just love the mental toughness. You saw 3rd fewest turnovers per game. Great decision making is so valuable, particularly down the stretch. Definitely a notch in their favor.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Splitters checked in for Drummond. Gibson comes in for Pau Gasol. And Mirotic subbed in for Nick Young. Now here's Burke. His last outing with 20 points.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Here's Burke. After the basket by Nikola Mirotic. Here's Hood. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Hood's got 5 now.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Now Rose playing Brooklyn. He was nearly unstoppable. Sinks that one from the post. Rose has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And those putback baskets contributing to their lead, Greg.
Now here's Exum. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Phoenix. Out to the right wing. The dish to Burke. For 3, Hayward. And Utah another 3. Chicago leading by 7. Now here's Rose. He has 5. There's the pass to Splitter. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Out to the right wing. Hayward a screen on Rose. Pocket 6. Nice job coming off that screen. And now just a 5-point Bulls lead.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Mirotic the screen. And it's slammed in by Splitter.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
Utah calls timeout.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
Some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately, the highest scoring small forwards of the past month. 5th on the list, Gordon Hayward.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, I would go beyond pretty good, Craig. I mean, they are special players at the offensive end. Impossible to defend in any kind of conventional way. I mean, you've got to be creative to try to slow these guys down.
Tony Snell's checked in for the Bulls. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Rose. Exum dishes to Hayward. Shot, high post. Rebound collected by Clarkson.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them. And, you know, guys, Dante Exum is such a fluid, versatile athlete. Really shows great promise. Has tremendous size and length for a point guard. Can also play the two. His rookie season last year, though, a mixed bag.
Here's Exum. The Bulls getting the bucket. Back to Hayward. Gibson with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Here's Clarkson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. The Jazz making a switch here. Calderon's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. Jazz trail by 11. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
Well, Kevin, he said that they didn't want to take what the defense gave them tonight, saying we need to play our game. I told my guys to go right at their defenders and make plays happen. If we sit back and don't be the more aggressive team, we'll just be digging a hole for ourselves. Sounds like they have confidence in their ability to score, guys.
Thanks for filling us in there, Doris. Thank you so much. Getting their offense sorted out is the priority here, guys.
And that's what typically drives them. So no big surprise there. They'll be expending most of their energy at the offensive end.
Well, I tell you what, they better save some of that energy for deep. I don't care how much you score. At some point, you got to stop some people, too.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the Cavaliers. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, Chicago sitting directly below them, just 1 spot down.
And, you know, for the Bulls, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
Looks that way to me. I mean, this is a team that appears perfectly primed for a deep run into the postseason, as long as they don't suffer any unforeseen injuries or setbacks.
That's good from Calderon. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Clarkson kicks to Gibson. To the paint. Here's Splitter, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Splitter's got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Now, here's Exum. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Calderon passes to Exum. The Jazz with another miss. The Bulls leading by 9. Pass to Snell. Takes the 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Snell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
At some point, guys, it comes down to pride. Start banging on your chest and get after it from your heart. I mean, you've got to at least offer some resistance. You can't just let guys do what they want in there.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Chicago's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Here's Clarkson. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Utah, Brandon Knight is out there with Calderon. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Pleiss in at the 5, roaming the paint. A nice shot by Knight.
If they think that kind of defense is going to get it done against him, they're mistaken.
Clarkson kicks to Drummond. Out to the right wing. The feed to Clarkson. And here's Young from the arc. No good. So Utah will take it the other way. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Knight into the lane. He's off from 17 feet.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Clarkson with the ball. A 3 ball. Some solid defense from Knight. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Again, the miss by Knight.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Jazz trail by 16. There's the pick from past the arc, and he gets it to go. Knight's got 5 points now this quarter.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have. Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Calderon, that's good.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely. That's good. 16 points for Pau Gasol.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Utah calls timeout. Pau Gasol with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder was saying to his team. He told his guys, be patient at the offensive end. Whatever we do, we cannot waste possessions with bad shot selection. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
Thank you, Doris. Now, here's Burks. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending him.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
Here's Smith after Alec Burks' score. Here's Rose. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Pass to Knight. There's the pick. Nato covered by Smith. There's the triple. The shot by Knight, no good. For J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
Here's Lyles following the score by Derrick Rose.
Blocking foul called. J.R. Smith. That's his first personal foul.
White, he's checked in for Chicago.
Number 4 for your Bulls. Doyle White.
It's stolen by Smith. It's deflected, and they get it back. That's good.
J.R. Smith.
Jazz trail by 13. And here is Knight. He has 7. Burks in the corner. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Excellent defense there from Smith.
That'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Utah has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. To the right side. And the foul on Alec Burks. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Good checked in for Utah. Chicago leading by 13. Now Smith. He had 13 points in the win against Brooklyn. Right, left side. Here's Gasol. Rice with the rebound. Jazz trail by 13. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And guys, Brandon Knight really fits the mold of the new breed of NBA combo guard. He has the length and quickness to guard 1s and 2s, and his skill set allows him to generate offense both in transition as well as the half court.
2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Greg was talking about Brandon Knight. He'd really improved his shooting percentages before the midseason trade last year, and that was one of the bigger weaknesses, Clark, earlier in his career.
Yeah, and not only was his shot going down more, it looked better. It was better mechanically, but now to take the next step, he has to cut down the turnovers.
He hits the second from the line. And sometimes it feels like Brandon Knight is the Rodney Dangerfield of the NBA. The poor guy just doesn't get much respect.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. Through the end of last season, he'd already been on 3 teams in 5 years. On one hand, it may be disrespectful, but teams recognize his ability, too.
Utah with the ball, following the score by Derrick Rose. Hood dishes to Knight. Takes a 3. Hood can't get it to go.
And on the topic of Brandon Knight, you have to wonder why he's been traded around so much. I mean, it wasn't due to a slow start because he made the All-NBA Rookie First Team. He's smart, has a strong work ethic, proved himself to be a clutch shooter in college, the kind of guy you normally wouldn't think about dealing for someone else.
Here is Hayward, following the score by Taj Gibson.
Looking at the game for Hayward, 13 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
The Jazz shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Taking 2 shots.
And that one misses. Some changes for Chicago. Splitter comes in for Andre Drummond. And Mirotic subbed in for Wright. The Jazz making a switch here. And he sinks the second. The Bulls leading by 15. Outside Rose, screened by Smith. Rose kicks to Mirotic. Dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be, remove all doubt on that attack.
And that one's good. Burke. Chicago has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Rose sets the screen for Smith. Buries it from three-point range. Smith's got 5 points so far.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
They set the pick. Passes it to Burke. Hayward a screen on Rose. Here's Burke for 3. Hayward. Another shot. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Weiss is checked in for Rodney Hood. Clark Lyles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
Now here's Rose. 9 points in the game so far. And stolen by Burke. And now Utah, fast break. And it takes him. That time on the assist by Burke. Burke's got his 3rd assist on the night. The Bulls leading by 13.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone. Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
Chicago making a switch here. Snell's checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
2 years ago, Utah drafted Trey Burke to be their point guard of the future. Then last year, they drafted Dante Exum. Set up quite a competition between those two.
Now here's Gibson. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Gibson's got 4 points this quarter. Jazz trail by 14. Now here's Burke. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Hayward passes to Burke. Cannot hit. Now Chicago takes it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Getting back to the Burke-Exum rivalry last year, both young men showed some tremendous promise, yet both shot under 37% from the field, Greg. That's got to improve.
And it will. I mean, last season was tough for both guys in terms of getting used to a certain role. But remember also, when you come into this league, a league of men, and you're that young and you haven't matured, it's going to take you maybe 2 or 3 years before you can find that consistency. And then also factor in both were getting yanked in and out of the lineup. Tough challenge for those young players as they dealt with the ebbs and flow of their confidence.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21, played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. He's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
Splitter, that's good.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
The pass to Lyles. They set the screen. Exum with a wide open look. Nails the wide open jump shot. Exum's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Yeah, you know, talking about Gibson, he started 70 games his first year and made the all-rookie team. But thereafter had been mostly a 6-man off the bench through last season. It happens, but it's still somewhat unusual for a guy to go backwards like that.
Feeds to Snell. Splitter sets a screen. Snell, no good.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part, Greg. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from them.
They get the rebound. Out to the wing. To the right side. Now here's Splitter. He's tightly guarded. And the layup's good off the glass. Splitter's got 4 points in the quarter.
And they are trying to put the hammer down, attacking the rim whenever they can.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Bulls out front, up by 16.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Some excellent work early from Pau Gasol. He had 16 points and 6 rebounds. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
You had to love the persistence they showed on the offensive boards in the first 2 quarters. They put everything they had into cleaning that glass. And they came away with a lot of second chance points and a healthy halftime lead to show for it. And they're in a great position right now.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Ernie, they are way too weak defensively in the paint. They're getting walked over down low, giving up a ton of points. Barbecue chicken everywhere, with the sauce, without the sauce. We're having a Thanksgiving feast in here. That's a recipe for disaster. They cannot keep letting guys drive the lane, layups, lobs. Defense is weak, Ernie.
Well, that's all for now, as it looks like the second half is just about ready to get started. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Some good numbers for Gasol. He's got 16 points, and he's getting it done on the glass, too.
You're right, Clark. He's done some real nice work on the inside.
They've got Pau Gasol. Rose is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Young in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. Gasol a screen. Outside Rose, 5 to shoot. Rebound, Utah. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That will be their second of this 5-game road trip. A nice shot by Knight.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
The Bulls leading by 14. Outside Rose. To the left wing. No one near Drummond as he lets it go. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 7th assist here tonight. Pass to Wiles. Hayward against Young. Hayward passes to Lyles, and he gets it to go. Lyles got 5 points so far.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Here's Rose, and the foul called on Pau Gasol. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Jazz trail by 14. Over to the left wing. The Jazz working the ball around now. Hayward against Young. Lets it go from 11. Hayward can't hit.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
And Young kicks to Rose. The tray. Here's Drummond. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Drummond's got 4 this quarter.
Great hustle on display, and you know what? It's paying off with those second chance points.
Boy, you can get a lot of momentum, Greg, getting a timely offensive rebound, and they've had more than their share.
And it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. And the Jazz call time here. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this stage.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old. And a moment here to see the numbers on Derrick Rose. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. 3rd in assists. And he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And, you know, you mentioned that he does a great job running the offense, spotting the open man, and making the easy delivery.
The shot by Hayward, wide open. Hayward missing again.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
It's Knight with the drive. Weiss the pass to Hayward. Weiss can't get it to go.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
Here's Rose. Rose with another miss.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Here's Lyles. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Lyles got 4 points this quarter.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. Sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
And Utah making a change here. Calderon's checked in. so here is Chicago. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. One-on-one here.
Derrick Rose. That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Calderon. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Tied for 3. Rebound by Smith.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Now, here's Burks, covered by Smith. Puts it up. Got that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to 14, getting a little bit closer on the bucket from Burks. The Bulls have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Outside Rose to the left side wing. Here's Gasol. The shot is off, and it's Utah the other way. Burks with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Knight kicks to Burks. Back to Knight. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And that one's good. Young's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Pass to Lyles. Now, here's Burks. D right on him. And Gasol sends it back. Last break, here comes Chicago. Young's running. Rose, good. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
Right wing. Smith against Calderon. With some art, and that's 2 points on the layup. Calderon's got 6.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Here's Young. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clarkley only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season.
And so Young nails them both. Here's Burke. Passes it to Lyles. He dishes it to Burke. And he overshot that one, missing. The Bulls leading by 18. Young in the corner. Shoots from 14. Good on the jump shot. Young's got 8.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Burke, the pass to Lyles. Great D that time from Gibson.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Right with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. Here's Gibson. Here's Clarkson. Lays it up and banks it in. He has 6.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Calderon against Wright. Off the screen. Calderon, no good. Bulls have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Young dishes to Clarkson. Outside Gibson. Kicks it to Splitter. On target from 13 feet. Splitter's got 10.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Burks, the pass to Lyles. Good. Lyles got 6 points in the quarter.
Excellent work offensively to get that shot attempt into a can't-miss area.
And Wright kicks to Splitter. Wright sets a screen. 3-pointer. And that's good. Nick Young for 3. 11 points in the game.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Here's Calderon. It's good from the top of the key. Calderon's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Here's Clarkson. He's got 6. Outside Gibson. Now, here's Clarkson. Burke covering. And stolen by Burke. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it. Calderon. That's good.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Chicago leading by 21. Clarkson with the ball. It's Young on the wing. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Burke with it. He's against Young. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. For Utah, they have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Chicago making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Wright, and Tony Snell subbed in for Young. Then for the Jazz, Hayward comes in for Alec Burks, and it's Exum in for Jose Calderon. Good on the second free throw. The Bulls leading by 20. And here's Clarkson. He's got 6. There's the screen. He kicks to Mirotic. Kept alive to the wing right side. Now, here's Clarkson. Defense is right there. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Hayward outside. Here's the floater. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Splitter's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Right here, over these last 10 games on the Bulls schedule, Kevin, this is how they stack up. First in rebounding, first in fewest turnovers a game. And they have definitely learned the finer points of transition basketball. I mean, they own the most fast break points in the NBA.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
And that one falls for Splitter.
Complete domination. What a game for Splitter. He has 11 points and 1 assist. Boy, he's been a big contributor in this one.
And it isn't something that they get from him every game, but I tell you what, they got to be loving it today. And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
And Hayward with the stop.
Big time finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim too, just for good measure.
Yeah, but guys, nothing wrong with a little bit of showboating every now and then.
Splitter sets a screen. Here's Clarkson. Second chance shot, and Splitter with the layup. Splitter's got 6 here in this quarter.
That's exactly what happens when you give up offensive rebounds. They come back to bite you big.
You can't allow NBA teams those second and third opportunities.
Burke dishes to Exum. Now the pass to Pleiss. And Gibson sends it back. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Clarkson kicks to Snell. Jacks up a 3. That is good. Snell's got 6. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Now Burke. Hayward right side. Got it up. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And honestly, guys, in real time, I couldn't really see whether he got it off in time, but with the benefit of replay, it seems pretty clear that the clock expired just before the release.
And you know, as a player, you're aware of that clock ticking down on you, but within that last fraction of a second, it's really hard to know when you're focusing on your release and the defenders if you waited just a split second too long.
And they've seen enough. The basket will not count. The quarter has come to an end before the shot.
Still important to have a second look at it, Kevin. I mean, the technology's available, so you might as well use it.
Absolutely. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's the Bulls running away with this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Into the Bulls, shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up. And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
They get a hand on it. Nato, he's covered by Clarkson. Nato, the teardrop falls in. Greg, a lot of NBA players do play through injury. Last year, for instance, LaMarcus Aldridge played most of the regular season with a thumb injury that required surgery. Mike Conley, Clark Kellogg, we saw in the postseason play with the mask, with the facial fracture.
Yeah, and it's hard to make a blanket statement if it's good or bad for guys to do that. You just hope the player heeds the doctor's advice and doesn't do any further damage by playing injured.
Pass to Wiles. He feeds it to Hood. Millsap in the corner. Nice ball movement by Utah. 5 to shoot. Nato. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Clarkson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Snell. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
And that one's good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And the Executive of the Year award is an odd one. I mean, given yearly to the executive that was deemed to have had the best year with their roster, that is perhaps the hardest thing to evaluate.
Lets it go with a 3. But they recover it.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Nato, he's covered by Clarkson. Millsap sets the pick for Hayward. To the middle. Now, here's Clarkson. Dishes it to Mirotic. Mirotic the screen. Right from outside. Millsap grabs the miss. And for the Executive of the Year award, it's hard to evaluate because for GMs, Clark, it takes years of moves to reach a certain point.
Yeah, it's an annual award, but it's awarded for years of decisions, if that makes any sense. One big signing or trade isn't quite enough to win the award.
Shot clock at 5. Pulls up on the elbow. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Clarkson kicks to right. The dish now to Clarkson. The feed to Snell. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And Mirotic throws it down.
Good D, but better O. It's almost as if they're just standing there.
Well said. Well, for the most part, they were just standing still, Clark.
Yeah.
And you know what, Kevin? He's not the most explosive player on the court, but if you give him a clear lane to the basket, he'll punch it on you.
Here's Clarkson. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Mirotic. And Utah also making a switch. Calderon's checked in. Snell, and the layup falls. Snell's got 4 points in the quarter. Going back to Hayward, he took that buzzer-beating half-court shot, Clark, that would have won his school the championship. You actually called that game, and it did hit the backboard and rim, but unfortunately did not go in.
Well, Hayward's the kind of guy who's willing to put his team on his back and try to carry him. He's willing to take that responsibility on. Whether he can deliver at the highest level, time will tell.
Here's Clarkson. He kicks it to right. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more. And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league. Some on the same team, some on opposing sides. But there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings.
Prince kicks to Clarkson. And it's off from three-point range.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
For 3, Hayward. Again, the miss by Hayward. As you said, Greg, there are a ton of sibling pairs in the NBA. Even more, Clark, if you include the D-League.
Well, you start with the Plumlees, the Gasols, the Teagues, Zellers. For twins, you have the Lopez twins, Morris twins, the Zellers, Gasols, Teagues, Steph and Seth Curry. Count 2 with the D-League.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle. Well, I'll tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
That's a great point. 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed have come at the rim.
Calderon has the open look. No good on the 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Feeds it to Prince. Clarkson. Shot clock at 6. Snell, that's good.
And that's not the way for a team to get back into a game, giving up open shots like that.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Passes it to Lyles. He dishes it to Calderon. Nato, he's covered by Clarkson. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Pleiss is checked in for Utah.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
And he gets the bucket.
A room service dime by Jose Calderon.
Bulls have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Now, here's Clarkson. He's covered closely. They get it again. Tavares. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul. Walter Tavares.
No good on the free throw. The hack-a-shack or the hack-a-Jordan or the hack-a-whatever being a focus of the playoffs last season. We saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects 2 players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. Here's Clarkson. No good. And it's Utah the other way. And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Lyles checked in for the Jazz.
And Commissioner Silver taking a bold stance on sports betting. I mean, going into last season, he wrote that op-ed piece saying that it needs to be legalized federally and basically brought into the light of day.
Calderon for 3. Rebound by the Bulls. Clarkson with the ball. Kicks to Snell. Floats one up. He lays it in. Snell's got 14 points now in the second half. And for Commissioner Silver arguing for legalized sports betting, that's a major reversal from what most sports commissioners Clark had said in the past.
Yeah, you know, I like his open-mindedness, not just about that issue, but a number of issues that confront the league. And, you know, he's right in regards to the gambling. With the internet, people are making these bets anyway, so it makes sense for the league to take a look at it.
Calderon, that's for 2. And Wright pulls it down. The Bulls have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Now the pass to Snell. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by Lyles. Lyles got 6 rebounds in the game. He kicks to Hood. Here's Pleiss. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well executed possession. They controlled the shot. Nicely done.
And here's Clarkson. He feeds it to Snell. There's a good screen. Wright with a screen on Calderon. Shot clock at 6. Snell, that's good.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Now Calderon. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Right, the pass to Snell. Off the pick, it's Chicago with another bucket.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Pass to Wiles.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win, would have been the 6th seed.
Into the playoffs last year with Portland being a division winner, but getting that 4th seed, that played a huge role in this conversation about playoff seeding structure. San Antonio would end up playing the Clippers in the first round, even though both had better records than the Blazers.
Kevin, no doubt it's a tricky situation. Listen, you want to reward teams for winning their division, but every so often it comes at the expense of several other teams, like it did last year, who just play in stronger divisions. So I think that's something that the league is going to have to look at moving forward. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep, and that has to be a relief.
And Greg, you know, as interconference opponents, tonight was their only chance to get that revenge. I mean, they won't see each other in the regular season again until next season.
It's a long season, and you always need role players to step up and help out, and that was the case here. Everything was working for Snell. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Here's the screen. Now here's Calderon. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And really, if this had come just a little earlier, they may have been able to get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. They needed this a lot sooner than they got it.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Snell. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. What was the team's attitude coming into tonight's game?
I mean, unfortunately, they're a losing team right now. We want to win by as much as we can, and defensively, we're doing what we were supposed to. So, got to get in, lock in, get some steals, and keep running.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan player of the game. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the chart. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Just an amazing impact he had in this game. After not even being in the starting lineup, he's an other Ernie, and the crowd was loving it. They really enjoy his style of play. He's going to continue to create more and more new fans for himself. I'm sure of that.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.